And we are live.
Cool. I am Matt.
Make sure this echoes off. We are beer drinkers with a Bible Fetish. We got Matt here again tonight.
Yep, coming. I think it's been a couple weeks, actually.
Yeah, it's been probably about 3-4 weeks since you've been here.
Yeah, I think so.
And then Jeff, Mike's out tonight, so he had some stuff he had to take care of, so...
I'm filling in.
Matt's filling in. We're going to throw a little intro up that we came up with, so everybody enjoy us dancing around a little bit. Again, we are beer drinkers with a Bible Fetish.
And he made it out of hops.
Where'd you even come up with that, dude?
What? That video?
Yeah, that video.
You like that? I made that. I put it together. I thought it was kind of funny, you know?
It is kind of cute.
Hey, so tonight we're gonna. If you're the first time joining us, what we're gonna do is we have a couple news stories we're gonna bring in that we usually do. We talk some news. We make fun of the church a little bit, maybe.
Make fun of everything.
Make fun of everything.
Laugh at everybody.
We drink beer. That's the big thing. Tonight we're gonna be rating a couple different beers.
Mm-hmm.
We're due to do a common one tonight. One common one, and we said we would do this a while back.
But we haven't yet,
some of the
I
more
don't
common
think.
ones. No.
So
tonight we're doing a Rolling Rock.
the Pale Ale.
And then our next beer, we're actually going to do a Peroni, an Italian beer.
Okay.
So, but our first beer is a Rolling Rock. Rolling Rock's Pennsylvania beer, it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I've had this a few times. This is actually
pretty good beer.
Yet. Yeah.
I think it is.
So let's see. From Old Latrobe Brewing.
It says Extra Pale, established 1939. So been around for
a while.
Yeah. Where's that?
There's the number 33 that's supposed to really mean something on this, and I forgot. I meant to look it up. I used to know what that meant. The number 33 on here, it actually has a meaning for Rolling Rock. It's the number 33 beer, something to go with it. So
how much alcohol is in?
It may not give. It's one of the bigger beers. Oh, here it is, 4.4. So it's a little bit lower.
Okay.
Yeah, ABV is 4.4. And you know what? We'll like usual, I'll post all the specs and stuff on our Facebook when we're done, so you guys can kind of see, you know, if you haven't had Rolling Rock. Let's crack these babies open and I just smash it against the desk. We should have this thing pop a little bit.
You gotta be a man, dude.
Was that a twist off?
Apparently not.
Apparently
for
it
you.
is. That is a twist off.
Cheers.
Cheers. Let's give a little Rolling Rock. Rolling.
Dun.
Rolling.
I always like that beer. That's pretty good.
You like the sound effects?
Yeah.
You know, and like last week here, we just don't want to. At least it's low alcohol, because otherwise you end up like this. Ooh, that was just.
Why you gotta do that, man? Why you gotta do that? That's just gross.
It's, you know, Mike says the same thing. He goes, "That is just so damn nasty."
It is.
He does. Dude, that is funny as hell, man.
Good luck with that.
See?
I don't know where you find these things.
On my little sound effect board here.
Yep.
For you guys that don't know, my sound effect board is actually my cell phone plugged into our switchboard here. So we have a full switchboard here set up. But anyway, it's just the cell phone plugged into it. Because eventually, so you guys know too, you know, we have the Patreon account. You can donate through that. We're setting it up actually to where you guys can call in during a live show if you want.
Yep. You guys can text into or comment into during the live show.
You can make comments on the live show. Yep.
You can ask us questions, things like that.
Absolutely. You can ask questions, ask Bible questions, ask questions about the news, ask questions about the beer. So if you caught it a couple weeks ago, I was actually brewing some beer. A couple weeks ago, I put that on our Facebook account. Remember, we have Facebook over here. Let me point to it somewhere. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Patreon. We're on iTunes.
Yep.
Spotify and Google Play now too.
Are we on Stitcher?
Not on Stitcher yet. I don't think I've done that one yet. Okay. So,
Stitcher's a good one too. It's just an app-based.
Just an app-based one. Maybe I'll apply for that one too. RSS feed that one too.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of the tech guy, I guess. I get all that stuff written. We also have a website too, by the way. We are beerdrinkerswithabiblefetish.com.
Are we?
You can
Yep,
I bought that website so you can catch all of our.
Is it the only one?
Well, you can only get one of any name. You can't if a name's already taken, you can't get it. So the .com was available. So how many beer drinkers with a Bible fetish are there really out there? I mean, come on.
We are unique. We are unique.
That's no doubt.
I told someone today, and they kind of looked at me like it was an oxymoron. I was like, just watch it. Just watch the show.
Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, I tell people the name of it. They're like, that is just hilarious. It's like they do. They think it's an oxymoron because people are all uptight in church and stuff about drinking beer.
We hear you make it a good time.
Christ drank wine. I hear he made the best wine out there. Actually, that's what I heard.
I'm looking forward to drinking it.
Read that in a book one time. Something about him making the best wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. Wine made from heaven.
Yeah, some big book I read. Oh, by the way, we're working on our holy water too. I don't know if Matt really knows about it. If you go to what's the website that people get on to raise money? GoFundMe.
Yeah, GoFundMe.
Okay, if you go to GoFundMe and Google my name there or Beer Drinkers with a Bible Fetish, you'll find it in there. We have a GoFundMe page now to build a space station in space for holy water that tastes like beer.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's brewed closer to God, it will be more blessed.
Okay.
Yeah, so if y'all want to do that, we're working on that. We were talking about it a while back. We'll partner up with Elon Musk maybe if we get enough. He can build the rockets there. We'll do the station. He can do the transport.
Well, didn't the guy get enough money from his church to buy a jet? And so we can do this.
We were going to do the jet. I was thinking about the jet.
$52 million jet?
Yeah, but we were thinking instead of the jet, why not a space station? Because we could share that with everybody. The holy water, we bring it down, and we can kind of, disperse holy water out to everybody.
Yeah, makes sense.
So holy water tastes like beer.
Exactly.
So blessed by God.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. It's good stuff.
I'm going to Napa in a couple months.
Going to Napa? No, really?
Yeah, and I think end of September.
So you're going to drink some wine in Napa? Is that the idea?
I'm so, yeah.
Nice. There's some good wineries there.
Yeah.
Good
I've always wanted to go there. And so,
you know who some of the best beer makers are, right?
Who?
Winemakers.
Really?
A lot of winemakers actually, they're great at beer, but they don't sell their beer. They usually love to make it for themselves.
I didn't know that.
Oh, they make some good beer. It's the same principles.
Yeah.
But if you got the patience to make wine, you got the patience to make beer.
Right.
So I love making beer too. Like I said, if you cut on the Facebook, I'm on the one I was doing a couple of weeks ago. It's on second fermentation right now. It's on second stage fermentation. Filtered it off so I can clear it up a little bit. Now it's in second stage, that one. I'll be making some jalapeno lager coming up next. I think that's the next one I want to make.
Okay.
So we'll be sampling all these on the show too. We'll seeing how it goes. So I'm doing big batches of them.
I have some other stuff that I'd like to bring. I didn't
Didn't think of it?
No, I didn't think of it, and so it's in my fridge. I'll bring it the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
And we can do it.
Yeah.
So I got it from a neighbor of mine. And
okay.
So, yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah, bring some stuff that we haven't had, maybe.
Yeah, it's like Japanese.
Oh, that'd be good.
Stuff like that.
That'd be good. Yeah, some Japanese beers and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of those are usually pretty low in alcohol. I know
know.
Some of their beers, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
So as long as it tastes good. Well, we got a couple stories we're gonna do tonight.
Anyways, what are we talking about?
I'm gonna pull them up on our screen so we got them. There's one thing I did want to bring up, and I didn't tell you this beforehand. Condolences going out there to the McCain family.
Yeah.
With what's going on. Definitely. McCain was a great guy. He really was.
He was a POW for 5 years?
5 years. 5 years. Absolutely. By the way, the dude is a war hero.
Yeah.
I don't
care what Trump says.
Yeah, the dude's a war hero. That dude's been 5 years, shot down, turned around and gave another 40 years of service in politics, but gave another 40 years, crossed that line all the time.
Yep.
Very common, cross the other political line, willing to sit down at the table and negotiate, unlike politics today. So
unlike anyone today, really.
Yeah, pretty bad. In fact, you know what? We'll do that story first. Here's a story that was done today by the Christianity Times, Christianity Today anyway. And the title is "Many Churchgoers Want Sunday morning segregated by politics." So basically what they want to do, they did a poll on churchgoers, people going to church, and they want to go to churches that side
With their political beliefs.
With their political beliefs. Bullshit! Man, that sneeze is coming on. That hurt your ear?
My ears a little bit.
Man, that sneeze is coming on so sometimes. Anyway. What do you think of it?
No, I think it's, because I'm in the millennial generation and all that stuff. I think that I get where it's coming from. Because you have, I am my own person. I am liberal, Democrat, Republican, whatever you want to say, and I only want to associate with people like that. And my political party now is defining me as an individual. And so
are they defining you as an individual?
That's the question. Well, no, of course not.
You're just another lemming.
Right, of course not. But that's what my culture thinks.
Oh, yeah.
Or the majority, I can't say all of my culture, but the majority of my culture thinks. And so it's the same thing with, you identify with anything in this, in this world. I don't know. What do you think about it?
I think my personal opinion is churches, when I read this, I said it's all the more reason that churches need to stay the hell out of politics. Honestly, churches need to stay the hell out of politics. Churches have one agenda. There's one agenda.
To raise money.
Well, that isn't supposed to be the agenda, but one agenda given to them by the Bible.
Right.
And that's to go make disciples.
Right.
They have one agenda. That's
make
that's
disciples
it.
and plant churches and spread the good news.
And
spread
it
the
isn't,
gospel.
and that's not about politics. And these churches want to get involved in these politics. Now, do you have to deal with politicians as a church? Of course you do.
Yeah.
And that's going to be some of the next story we go on. You have to deal with politicians as a church. But it doesn't mean that you're there to side with them or against them.
No.
That's not what you're doing.
And I think that pastors have to be very careful, to not necessarily, when they are, preaching from the pulpit, not to
throw political views in.
Yeah, not to throw political views in, or actually teach from the Bible on what, and not take, topical preaching from the Bible and twist it into their own political views to try and get a political agenda out there.
And you see them do this all.
Yeah,
it absolutely does. It absolutely does. I mean, it's.
And I wouldn't be surprised even today if, some, this might be a little far-fetched, but some politician or, whoever it was paid the pastor to say, to try and
maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
You never know. But a lot of them, I think, do it to churches. I've always wondered, I'd love to, if you guys know this question too, I would love to know how much money maybe politics are paying a church, like one side like that, a politician, if any of you in a church could give us those numbers, or how much a church actually is going to, pastors are going to politicians, particular politicians, and going, hey, you push our church for more membership. Making this marriage between the two, but then by doing that, you also, you're making a deal with the devil as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, of course.
You're dealing with politics at that point. Yeah. But we see churches do it all the time, and I think it's kind of.
Well, let's read the numbers.
Crappy.
The numbers state. Let me see.
Oh, down below.
Yeah, down below.
So this was done by age group.
Right.
And this is the older age group right here.
Mm-hmm. So where are we at?
Farther down. There it is, right there.
Right here.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
So in America, it's 51% agree that they need to go to a church with their political views.
Okay.
19% disagree.
And 30% aren't sure.
30% really don't give a shit.
Which is how it should be.
Yeah. So 30% not sure. They just don't really give a shit.
Right. You should go there to hear the word of God spoken.
Yeah. So more than half, 51, just over half.
Yeah.
Believe that they need to go to a church where their political views
ultimately,
go.
doesn't that boil down to kind of making the church like a business?
It
or
does.
Making the church, I can't say a business, but like business-like, in a way.
But churches kind of aren't even when it comes to money.
But you know what I mean when I say that, like, it's not supposed to be structured like that.
No. Well, I get what you're saying.
And when 51% of the known church in America, I don't know if this is over the world right now, but 51%.
So Protestant churchgoers right here is what it is.
51% agree that it is, their political party. then obviously it is that business type of mindset. They're not going for the gospel anymore. They're going for
To hear
the
something about
part.
political.
Yeah. Well, and that breaks down to, honestly, sorry to rant, but that breaks down to, I think the term is theistic deism, where you just go there for therapy almost.
Yeah. Yeah, which is half the people out there, you know. It was interesting. We had a question night. We do a men's group, and one of the guys in the group brought up a question of, and you may have heard me talk about this, about he has a friend that, and obviously I'm not going to give names on anything, he has a friend that turned around, and because he doesn't confess sins, doesn't repent, doesn't do any of this, comes around, oh, God knows my heart, and doesn't forgive anybody, but goes around doing works, basically, and says, well, I'm going to be fine, I go to heaven and all this stuff, where clearly, biblically, it doesn't say that.
Right.
And this man, works doesn't get you in there, it's purely by grace.
Right.
And he's thinking by works, and obviously we have to confess our sins and give, basically you have to forgive other people, and that's just human morality. You want to forgive people. I mean, otherwise
of course.
you carry that crap around the rest of your life.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that pretty much separates Christianity from every other religion, is that we don't have to do works.
Yeah.
I mean, it is everything by grace, but, Christians nowadays and the modern day church, you go and you get your coffee, or we were talking about it, you get your coffee, you clock in, and then you do the church thing on Sunday, and then you flip the guy off when you leave.
Yeah, flip him off in the parking lot, run him over and everything else, yeah.
And I'm not getting on, coffee or, doing that, but there has to be some type of authenticity to that. And so it can't just be all fake. It can't be...
Well, it's kind of sad that Christians have gone to a point where they're just judgmental assholes.
Well, yeah.
I mean, and that's really what this story's about, the political views. We've gotten in a society now where it's like, my political view is my identity, and I don't give a shit about yours, because yours is a different identity, so you're a different tribe, so I'm not hanging around you, and you're an ass because you have a different viewpoint than I. Rather than two guys with a different opinion coming together, having a beer together,
well, the founding fathers...
and learning from each other.
The founding fathers of America didn't want political...
They didn't want... Well, yeah.
Political parties.
Yeah, for that reason.
Right, for that reason, and this is why, because
Yeah.
look at what we have in America right now.
It's getting divided more and more, and it's happening in the church. People are getting divided more and more. It's
obviously more than half, because it's 51% right here.
This is again why churches should not be involved in politics. So if you're in a church and you're a pastor and you're listening, get the fuck out of politics. Period.
For real.
That's not your job. So put it point blank. You can tell I'm kind of passionate about that. It kind of pisses me off because of what's happening in the church world because of it. And people become judgmental assholes because of it.
We do.
So I'm not judging you. I just don't like you. I'm just kidding.
Wow. Wow, Jeff. That's kind of hard.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Is that the beer talking?
Yeah, it's this little 4% Rolling Rock.
I guess.
The extra pale. It's the extra paleness of it. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So, no, it's I just think it's sad.
I think the majority of the 51% is, I really can't talk because I see a lot of the older generation. The older generation doesn't. Older generation. Like my folks, and your generation, they don't really care.
No.
And so it's my generation that cares, and it's all got the uptight attitude on it, and it's like just be cool and be freaking nice to people.
In fact, much of the time,
it's not that hard.
Much of the time, as long as they're not judgmental and being a jerk about it, I enjoy listening to the other opinions. Mm-hmm. Because it allows me to expand in my point of view, and go, well, you've got some validity to what you're saying, so maybe I need to make a little adjustment to my point of view, and people aren't willing to do that anymore, That was something that we're talking about with John McCain, and I really respect him for that. Mm-hmm. And I think he was a great man for that he would cross those aisles and sit down with other people from the other political side and side with them much of the time. He went against his party many times for that reason. Right. Did he side with his party many times? Of course he did. But that's where he leaned more to, which is fine, but he also went the other way several times. Mm-hmm. And I think that's fantastic. We don't see that even in politics much anymore. No. We see that division. Man, there it goes, see?
There what goes? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right.
You got a little bit of Rolling Rock for working there.
So stupid.
Gotta love the sound effects.
Well, I think, or what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, you see the same thing with, arguments for faith and arguments not for faith. Someone will, come to me and say, well, what about this? What about this verse? What about this verse? And it's like, well, I have no problem arguing that, but you can't bring up that verse. And so, unless you want to argue with that, does that kind of make sense?
No.
Okay, never mind.
No, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, dude.
All right, never mind. We'll move on.
That made no sense to me whatsoever.
All right. Wah. Do you have one of those?
Who
Just
are
who?
you?
Who are you?
Damn.
All right.
Mike really liked that one.
Yeah.
Damn.
Of course, there's always this. Oh, I thought that was the puke one. Kind of the same color on the keyboard there.
Yeah.
Well, we have another story too, and I thought this one was really good. That one, the last one, just kind of pisses me off, which is, I guess, the drive of most news stories. This is why I don't like to watch the news half the time anyway, because it usually just leaves me pissed off, and like most people, that's what the news does. Pisses you off or depresses you or anything like that. But I thought this one was pretty good. It's the comments at the bottom I found hilarious by people, judgmental assholes. But anyway, there was another one in here in the ChristianHeadlines.com that black pastors meet with President Trump to discuss prison reform. Now, what they're talking about is there's a new program. I don't know if it's new. I'm sure some
Well, it's been in the works probably for
I'm sure some prisons already have this.
a couple years, I would imagine.
But there's a push anyway for a new law coming out that maybe it'll make it, instead of states controlling it, maybe it'll make it to where the I haven't read into the actual law part, but I know these pastors are pushing it, that when people come out of prison, it's a reform system rather than just release them and say, have a nice life, like they do. Here's your clothes when you came in. Here's your money, whatever you came in with, and see ya. Instead, they go through substance abuse training beforehand, counseling, and they train them for a job. So that now that when they are released, they know what to do, because statistically, we all know that most prisoners wind up back in prison.
I have a question for you, though.
What?
Counseling the job and training for the job.
Yeah?
And I actually didn't ask you before, but what type of jobs would those be? Could they be anything?
Well, in prison, it's probably going to be some sort of, I would imagine, something based upon whatever their education level is.
Okay.
So you're going to have some guys that came in there with maybe a job beforehand, went to college, everything else. But as we know, most prisoners maybe didn't even graduate high school.
Okay.
And as far as I know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think the majority of them offer like a GED, at least some sort of high school equivalent before getting out.
Okay.
As an option they can take. I think that's already in the works. But now, so job training would be something that you would do out of high school, more of a, a trade. Probably more of a trade. AC man, construction, auto mechanic, something working with their hands that which I think is wonderful, because a lot of those jobs pay pretty well now too. Some of the real trade jobs. And
they do pay well, but at the same time, I mean, why should a everyday person who did go to college and did do that type of and college just, or who did go to high school and graduate and was just an average Joe who college wasn't their necessarily the best route, now they have to pay for a trade school? Why is that fair where these prisoners get it for free?
They just gave up 10, 20, 30 years of their life. What's free about it? Yes, they committed a crime. That was their penance for doing it. But do you want them to get out and go back into prison where we got to now pay for them for another 10, 20 years? Or worse yet, kill somebody when they get out?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, why is it fair that one person's getting it and the other one's not?
There's an easy question. What in life is ever fair?
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Well, I guess.
So I just don't see.
That's a choice for you. But that's a choice anybody can make.
If
you
somebody
can always
robs or steals or does whatever, kills somebody. I mean, I think that They shouldn't get rewarded for that, I guess.
It's always a choice, though, that anybody could have made getting out. If they wanted a free school, they could always commit a crime, go to jail for a while, and then get the free school. Mm-hmm. I guess that's an option, too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you really want to do that?
Right.
So, you know, that. I mean, I personally, my opinion, I think it's a good program. I think it's great. What I think is great, too, in the comments I read, there's a comment in here that I really loved.
And sorry to get you off track, by the way.
No problem.
Yeah.
Good questions.
Yeah.
There's a question here, and it actually says in here, it says, and I love when this guy, Gray, he was one of the pastors there. There was, I guess there was many pastors. He said, Gray, continue. This was a prayer. Well, he started with this prayer. He said, Gray opened in a prayer saying, God, we thank you for the opportunity to speak about the hearts of those who sometimes cannot fight for themselves. In other words, the prisoners. Mm-hmm. Gray continued, we thank you for this moment to be able to share our hearts with the president. Dr. King said we cannot influence a table that we are not seated at. And I thought that was great. I'd never heard that quote before.
Neither did I.
You know?
That was pretty solid.
And if you think about that, going to the political arena today, you know, we're talking about politics and people not wanting to do anything that's like, I'm only going to hang around my party and my people and stuff. How do you...
Or I'm only going to go to a church that's my political agenda. That fits my political agenda.
How do you influence a table that you're not sitting at?
Yeah.
What a great saying.
Yeah. I mean, it mimics Paul. You know, I mean, know everyone else's faith, you know, better than your own.
Yeah.
And so that way you can, you know, you can talk about it, you can debate. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter what, you know, anyone else believes. It's our job to, you know, show them Christ within us.
You gonna drink that beer, man?
Why?
Because this old guy's beating the shit out of you on drinking beer.
Kara?
You gotta drink. I'm ready for another beer, man. You gotta drink some beers.
I'm done. It's stale anyways.
Stale, really?
Yeah.
Whoa. All right, you ready to rate it?
Sure.
Here we go. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. That's wrong. We got somewhere in here I used to have bongos. There we go. Leading up to it. And I'm going to give Rolling Rock. Let's see. We're going to rate our first beer, then we'll get into our second one. Now, this is at a 2 thumbs up. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give Rolling Rock, because I've had Rolling Rock many times, but obviously never rated it on the show, so that's why we're doing this.
Yeah. I'm
going to give Rolling Rock like a 1.5. I kind of like it.
I liked it too. It went down smooth. I'll do like 1 and I'll do 3/4.
1 3/4. Yeah. Nice. So Rolling Rock gets a 1.5 and a 1 3/4. So that's not too bad.
No.
So that's pretty high for Rolling Rock. So we're at 3.75 that way. So
yeah, it was all right.
Or be not 3.75.
That'd be 4.75. Or no.
Come on, do your math.
I'm tired, man. I've been up since 11:30 last night.
That'd be 3.25.
Okay.
Anyway, let's do our next beer.
All right, I'll grab it. Hang on.
Yeah, we're going to do a Peroni next. So, in fact, while he's grabbing that, let's do our beer pour. We enjoy doing our beer pour sometimes. I don't know if you've ever seen this, Matt, since you haven't been here for a couple weeks. As we crack our beers open, we actually do a beer pour here. Watch this. You got to catch this on the show here. As soon as he gets back over here away from the fridge. In our area here, I actually have a beer fridge here. For our beers here.
Okay.
Get these babies cracked open.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see you just twist that one, dude. Come on, twist it. Twist it. Come on.
I'm going to laugh if I do it.
You made fun of me last time. Twist that baby.
Do it.
Come on, twist it open.
I can't do it.
You tear your shirt is what you're going to do. Be a man. Use your teeth or something.
No. Can you open it?
Oh, then you want me to even open it.
Yep.
Here, you can have that one.
Okay, thank you.
You can tell the beer drinkers. They can open it up with a...
I already told you I like wine.
Phillips screwdriver.
All right.
I even one time, I was at this party, and I was opening up with all kinds of different things. I used like a doorknob once. I've done an edge of a table. Mm-hmm. Of course, lighters. Everybody does that stuff. A fork. Yeah. Somebody dared me to do one with an ice cube.
Yeah?
So I opened a beer up with an ice cube.
Yeah? Did the ice cube break?
It kind of splintered, but it actually still opened.
Huh.
I got it open.
That's cool.
Just kind of amazed everybody. Damn, you opened a beer with an ice cube. All right, so moving on. We have an Italian beer here. Watch, we'll probably find out it's bottled somewhere here in the United States. Did you sit and read it? Let's see. Yeah, Washington, D.C.
1846. Pretty old.
Imported by them in Washington, D.C. Okay.
1846, pretty old. I don't see the alcohol content.
Hey. Michael just made a comment about us.
Did he? What'd he say?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this comment up. Let's see. Oh, he's telling us to look at the YouTube chat. Apparently, we might have a question here. Oh, this dude's got all kinds of stuff going on.
All right.
Maybe we have an echo chamber going on here. Let's tone that down a little bit.
All right.
Let's see. Worship the government. Take tax exempt. Oh, he thinks we should take tax exemptions away from church. What do you think of that?
I thought. No.
If we take tax exemptions away, that would get him out of politics.
Yeah, that would.
That would do it. Yeah.
All right.
So let's see.
Don't worry, we'll have free college for everyone pretty soon. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. We're going like Norway.
Oh, we're getting fun up for doing Rolling Rock. That's awesome. Oh. So.
What did he say? That high? What?
That high.
Smoking weed before the show. This is a beer show, not a weed show.
What did he say?
thought this was a beer show, not a weed show.
Apparently, this listener thinks we're high.
So, who are you? I don't even know. I've been up since like 11:30 last night. Okay, I work at a hospital out here, so I'm kind of tired right now, and so I think that justifies it.
Cheers.
So cheers. Anyways,
Peroni. It's actually not bad, but you know what it kind of reminds me of?
what?
Feet.
Why'd you have to say that, man?
Doesn't it give you like now that I got it, like this back end, like if you were just around feet,
Yeah.
just like in the back end, like palate, you have like it's like feet.
Bad aftertaste.
Yeah, it's like feet.
Well, I mean,
it's not bad.
if you're into feet.
If you're into feet, I guess, but it's kind of got like feet.
Wow.
Think of like feet, like somebody just walked across an asphalt or something and their feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, now he's
something.
going.
It's something.
Now you've got like that scent
bite.
that bite of
bite.
feet.
I don't know what it is, man.
The feet. So, hey, another thing we love to do too is we're going to do the meme of the week here. I'm gonna pull this baby up so we can show that real quick. Let's turn this on. So we came up with a meme of the week, and this is one of these Confucius sayings. Confucius say. Transition. Here we go. Confucius say.
Man who farts in church.
Man who farts in church.
Sits in his own poo.
Sits in his own poo. I think that one's great. Man who fart in church. So have you ever been behind somebody that actually did that? It's like, dude, really? Come on, man.
We were at our men's group tonight, and somebody actually said
said they did that in church. It's like, everybody's looking at him. Like,
and all the guy had to do was step away from the guy that did it, and everyone knew it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man who fought in church, sit in his own pool.
Yeah.
I think that's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
In fact, we gotta give that one a sound effect here. Because that's what they need to do after they sit in their own pool. So,
what's our Bible verse for the week?
Oh, you want to do the Bible verse now?
Yeah.
Now, you chose this verse.
Yeah.
Tell me before we pull it up why it's important.
Well, So Martin Luther, the great theologian, called it the Great Exchange.
Okay.
Pretty much, it's Christ, by grace came down for us and kind of made that exchange in our place and took our place in God's eyes.
Okay.
And so, and that's why it's so important to me. I have it tattooed on my arm, actually.
So you actually have a tattoo?
So I have it tattooed on my arm. It's do you have it pulled up?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up right now.
2 Corinthians 5:21.
There we go.
All right. So
Let you read it.
For he made him who knew no sin to be sin, so that we might become the righteousness in the sight of God. Or that's how I always read it. Or if for God made Christ, who never sinned, to be the offering for our sin, so that we could be made right through with God through Christ. And so, depending on the translation that you have, it's basically Christ is taking our place.
Yeah.
And so, and again, it breaks down to what we were talking about earlier. It's not works based. Our faith isn't works based, and so it's all about Christ and all about grace.
It's not work based, but James does talk about there is works involved. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just who are you? That's what she said. That was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways. Yeah, no.
Feet.
I'm not feeling this beer,
Feet.
man. I'm not feeling this beer.
You know what would go good with this beer? Because it's Italian?
Some cheese or some bread.
Pizza. Think about that. Wouldn't a pizza go good with this?
Right.
Maybe some fettuccine or something.
I can see it.
Because this is more kind of like a bitter type beer, I would say, more of your bitter flavors.
Well, like I said earlier, it does have more bite to it.
It does. Yeah. It's a little more bitter.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely a little different. Feet.
Did he say anything? Just believe. Excuses, single moms.
What's he saying? Well, we got chats going on like crazy. Oh, yeah. So this he's asking on here. So all he has to do in church is just raise his hand and to be accepted.
Well, that's what they'll tell you nowadays, man. Honestly. Oh, are you ready for it?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
No, that's not all you do.
And so, what do you have to do, Jeff?
Well, let's see. You have to believe.
Okay.
And you have to have faith.
Okay.
And your faith will create works because of your beliefs and faith.
Okay. But what does it cause you to do?
Cause you to be a good...
There's one big word here I'm looking for that no one ever says in church anymore.
Repent?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, what does repent mean?
Turn around. Change.
Yeah.
Change your behaviors.
Yeah. And Paul talked about it again and again and again. And throughout all of his letters, But no, dude. All I have to do is give a whole bunch of money to the church, raise my hand, and then I'm going to be super wealthy. Well, if that's...
No, I'm telling you, man, that's the way it works.
Well, that's how we're going to build the space station.
That's exactly. That's how the space station is going to be happening, because we're going to re-bless people with holy water.
That's right.
So they donate money, we give them holy water, and then that holy water blesses them.
And we can be the happiest Christians alive.
That's right, richest too.
Yeah.
Because we have a space station.
On the 8th day, God created Jeff and Matt.
That's right, for a space station.
Exactly.
So I'm closer to God to brew beer.
Exactly. Holy water.
Holy water, yeah, not beer. Holy water.
Holy water.
That tastes like beer.
Exactly.
But yeah,
it's better than beer, because it'll never you'll always
Hey,
remain.
you know what I'm wondering is if you brew it in space, do we have to bottle it? Because it's already a vacuum.
Well,
because if you think about it, okay, we got to put some air in there to ferment it, so we got to have that going. Or I wonder if it'll ferment in a vacuum, to where we don't have to do anything. We just let it sit out, throw the yeast in it, and just watch it go. We have to have an experiment.
You know
we need that space station so we can experiment with making different beers in space.
Okay.
I think it'll work. I'm sorry, flavored holy water.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be awesome. Make some jalapeno one up there. You know?
No, I'm not feeling the jalapeno.
Not feeling the jalapeno?
No, you know, you know that I don't like hot stuff.
Some jalapeno?
No.
Man, what is this? Space station.
But we donated. Yes, of
So
course
will
it will.
donating get me to heaven? Of course
it will.
Yes, of course it will. Yes.
Give me a break.
Yes, of course it will.
Just give all your money to Pearl.
See, what's going to happen is when you donate to the Space Station Project, I got to rename it the Space Station Project. So when you donate to the Space Station Project, what happens is we make the beer, and then you get blessed with holy water, and then you get blessed with better holy water because it's made closer to God. So you're blessed and you get to go to heaven. What do you think?
Okay.
Sounds like a good analogy.
Yeah.
I'm running with that one.
All right.
What the hell?
And then when you drink the holy water, you can get drunk, but you never get sick.
Yeah! I like that. You can drink all you want and never get sick because remember, it's just water.
Right. Exactly.
That blesses you. So that is awesome. What an awesome idea. I didn't even think of that. You know why? Because you're actually fermenting it without air.
Exactly.
And it's the air that actually makes it in a vacuum.
Exactly.
It sounds logical to me.
Well, you are the engineer, so.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. Feet. Sorry.
It does, man. This stuff's like feet. I still don't think it's that bad. Well, it says it's superior. But it's...
I don't think that's how you say it. I think it's superior.
Well, if we translate, I'm sure it's superior. Burra superior. So I'm saying superior beer. I don't speak Italian. For those of you who speak Italian, I just translated it, I think. Tradizione e natural. So it's naturally traditional. Superior beer. I just learned Italian.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of that?
So you can say it on the space station.
Yeah. We're not making feet beer in the space station. That's not happening.
All right.
So it's really not that bad, though. I mean, for those of you that ever want to try this stuff, we'll rate it here in a minute. Matt still has like a lot to go.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm not.
You're not even gonna finish that beer.
I don't think so.
You're wasting beer.
You can finish it.
That's a sin right there, wasting beer. You need to repent and drink your beer.
Alcohol abuse?
Yeah, you need to repent and drink that beer. Yeah, confess your sins of not drinking a beer, and then repent and drink the damn thing. There you go.
I will.
Gulp that baby.
Nah. I like to.
You like to savor that feet?
Yeah.
It's like licking toes.
Kind of. Some people are into that, man.
It's like dirty toenails. You know, it's like
shit's gross.
Yeah, here in a little bit, be doing this. Oh man, is he saying anything else? Oh yeah, he is. Seriously, that weed must be good stuff. Yeah. You need to share the source. Oh, no weed, man. Just Rolling Rock and Peroni going on here. So we got some watchers here watching this thing. They're probably laughing their ass off right about now. You know what? I wonder if John McCain ever smoked.
I don't know. I won't be surprised.
He was in the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
He maybe did.
Yeah.
So
took a few puffs.
He'd be like Clinton. He never inhaled. Remember? He never inhaled.
There's this.
He did have special cigars, but he never inhaled beer, but he did like special cigars.
Hey, did he?
Yeah, oh, yeah. You didn't hear about his special cigars?
Mm-mm.
Oh, we'll talk about that later.
Right.
Yeah, they were specially dipped cigars.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're too young to actually remember some of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. You Clinton people out there probably going, asshole. So bring that shit up anymore.
Yeah, kind of.
So, no, he, it's interesting. I read a book on Bush a while back, George Bush Jr., last president. Apparently in high school, this book I read, Decision Points, he talked about it. He actually smoked a lot of weed.
Did he?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. For a president to bring
that
that up,
admit that for one thing.
He was a party animal apparently in college.
Really?
So,
well, where did he go? He went to Yale or Harvard, didn't he?
I don't remember. I really don't remember. So
or
I know
Dartmouth.
I know he didn't do well.
Yeah.
It's like bottom of his class.
Well, he didn't do well in his communications class.
Yeah, exactly.
I can tell you that right now.
So, yeah, there are a lot of presidents didn't do well in communications. But anyway, he admitted,
you caught my humor there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I think everybody did. That's watching this. They're going, yeah, there are a lot of presidents with communication problems. So, and then there was some that were really good at communicating. I mean, it was, I remember winning an award one time and talking to a guy, and I've talked about this on the show in the past, one of the past shows. There was a guy that actually knew the Clinton family personally. They're friends with them. And he saw the change of him from the time he became governor.
This is Bill.
Bill, when he became governor, and then became president. He saw the change in his attitude, the change in his speech, and the way he spoke and everything. Because they all get coaches on how to speak and write their speeches and everything, and they do practice doing their speech several times. Unlike some other presidents that just get up there and try to wing it. So, and say a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
He saw how refined he became, towards the end as a speaker. Yeah. To be able to do that, because most people, let's face it, most people are scared to death to get up and speak in front of people.
Yep.
Or to do something like this, get on a mic where you've got, who knows how many people sitting there watching you. People are afraid to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a big fear, and obviously, I don't have that problem, neither do you. I'll get up in front and speak in front of eons of people. I don't really care.
Yeah.
So, because you know why? I don't give a shit what they think of me. Half of them probably won't like me, and I don't care.
Well, I don't like you.
That's okay. I really don't give a shit. So, here. Let's see.
That's what she said.
See? How about, I kind of hit that one on accident.
Good luck with that. It's a lie.
That one's kind of cool.
Oh, that one is kind of interesting.
So, I have thousands of these, by the way, people. I'll be loading up a few more. I gotta find some good ones. So, in fact, I'm trying to find some kind of dirty ones for, our beer drinkers with a Bible fetish. We'll have some dirty ones.
All right. Yeah. I can dig it.
I think some of them are kind of... I found one that was like a WTF, but it was like this girl going, oh my God, like Valley Girl thing. But that was just stupid. So,
all right.
Somebody else being funny or something. Let's see, do we have any more comments on here?
Well, Mike is.
Yeah. Thought this was a beer drinking show. WTF, can't finish a beer.
Yeah, he's busting my balls.
Yeah, see, let me show everybody. Okay, here's my beer. See, the waitress would be coming around about now. In fact, she would have been by a little while ago going, hey,
you ready for another one?
Can I get you another beer? Yeah, can I get ready for another one? Here's my Rolling Rock. You can see my side, Rolling Rock. Let me show you Matt's. Here's his Rolling Rock. And let's take a look at his Peroni. Holy crap, it's almost full.
I didn't like the feet, man. I can't do the feet.
Dude, you can't waste beer. It's not that bad. You know what? If I had never said feet, you'd have probably drank that whole thing no problem.
You're probably right, yeah.
See, if I had never said feet, toenails or anything like that, you would have just downed that thing. Oh. You know what we can use? Good shot of whiskey would do it right now, too.
I have whiskey.
Peroni. We never said the ABV in it. What is it? It's a 5.1. So not real high either. It's a 5.1. Oh, and look at this. Check this out. You can't even finish this. I'm going to make fun of you for doing this. Because how many ounces are most beers?
12.
12. Uh-huh.
I know. I've seen that. It's like 11 point something.
Yeah. This isn't even a full beer.
Shut up.
It's a lightweight beer, and it's only 5%. That's kind of interesting. So apparently, if you buy a Peroni, you don't get a full beer, and it tastes like feet. At least to Matt it does.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have done like he said and got high first,
Yeah.
and then you could have drank the beer, and you probably would have liked the feet.
Yeah, probably.
All right, watch. Tastes like roses.
Stupid.
I'll tell you, you know what the problem is? You were drinking whiskey before here, weren't you?
I did take I think 1 or 2 shots.
A little sniff of whiskey?
I did.
A little sniff, yeah?
Yeah.
How many, you did one, just 1 or 2?
I did 2, I think.
2? So you came into the show with 2.
Yeah.
And now you're doing, well, these aren't beers. This is like flavored water. This is flavored water
What is
beer.
it? Beer before liquor, never been sicker. I think that's what it is. Liquor before beer in the clear or something like that. But
Yeah.
still, I'm feeling a little bit.
Yeah, usually it's the people that start with beer and then they start to feel it a little bit and they switch to the hard stuff. Done.
Yeah.
Throwing up. You know, this is them later.
You just had to do that.
I did. That's them later when they do that. And you know, but to go from liquor to beer is almost slowing yourself down. So generally you can do that.
Yeah.
If you think about it. Of course, too much of anything is going to wipe you out anyway, especially the next day. That's why we need the holy water
From the space station.
from the space station. Because
that you can't get dry, or that
you have no hangover on.
Right.
That's right. So, and it blesses you as you drink it because it's blessed holy water.
Exactly.
Just, yeah, go to GoFundMe and you're going to find it. So, well, let's rate this last beer. Let's rate the Peroni because apparently you're not going to be able to finish it. It's a beer drinking show and Matt's not going to finish his beer because he has 2 beers that have beer left in it. I personally think you should just down it because that's what you do with the beer that you don't like. You just down it and then you get another beer. One that you like.
I'll take another swig of this. I'm not going to down it, though.
Chug, 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 chug.
That's it.
Don't you remember doing that when you were a kid? Chug, 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 chug,
Dude, I
chug,
always like
chug,
liquor
chug.
better.
What's that?
I always like liquor.
Beers are almost even now. So anyway, I would rate this beer. I'm not going to go as high as the Rolling Rock. Rolling Rock, I did it 1.5. Honestly, the Peroni really does kind of have an after like feet
Okay.
kind of taste. I don't know if it's taste or an aroma.
Okay.
Which obviously, you know, like a wine or something, when it has a certain aroma, it gives you that flavor on the back of your tongue
Okay.
because of the scent. So the Peroni, I'm going to give it. I'm not going to definitely rate it as high. I don't know. You know, haven't had too many Italian beers to know really what's out there. I've had a lot of German and stuff. Had some French, but I had Peroni in the past. I'll get it at an Italian restaurant. I have had this in an Italian restaurant with pizza or with pastas, and it didn't taste bad.
Okay.
That's why I said with a good pasta, I think this would probably taste good because it seems to be a little stronger beer, like you mentioned.
Yeah, it's a little bit bitter.
A little bit bitter, so I think it goes good with pasta. Good pairing with it. But I'm going to give this one probably a 1.
Okay.
I'm going to go 1 on this one, on a Peroni.
I think in me, because there's that bite, and there is, I don't necessarily want to call it feet, but that's what we've deemed it this entire show. This past half an hour, we've deemed it feet.
The foot beer.
Yeah. But if I was out, I could see myself, you know, enjoying it over, like you said, pizza or like maybe like a bruschetta or something like that.
Yeah, probably good with that. Yeah.
or like a pasta or something. I'll give it. I'll go to 1.
A 1. So this one's getting a flat 2.
Yeah, just flat 2. Well,
It's got 2.
2.1.
2 thumbs up.
2.1 because you gave yours a 1.1.
No, I give it a 1.
Oh, you did?
A 1. No, we don't go 1.1. We usually do quarter
Okay.
increments.
All right.
So
Yeah.
so it's got
2.
it's got 2 1s. So
Yeah.
it's got a no,
2.
2. So that'd be 4 thumbs up. We're only
well,
okay. So we do this.
That.
2 thumbs up. Hey, who did that one? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Hey,
The Fonz. Hey, you want to hear something funny?
What's that?
Okay, I have to tell you this before we end. There was we did a I think I might have told you this already. In my world history class, we did a project where we had to create our own country. okay? And we got to create our own government and our own, warlords and stuff like that. And a part of that was we got to create our own god. And it was, me and like 3 or 4 other guys. Guess who our god was?
Who?
The Fawns.
The Fawns. That's hilarious, dude.
And we made a little idol of the Fawns.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. It's, I had to tell you that. Yep.
Fonzie.
Exactly.
Oh, that's... Was he sitting there going...
Yep. right, with the jukebox kick.
Yeah. All right.
Is
he saying something else on here?
I think so.
Men's or women's feet? Is there a difference? Men's feet are terrible. I would say this smells more like a bad woman's foot and a normal guy's foot. How's that for a reference? That after kind of...
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a woman's foot that maybe hasn't bathed in a while.
All right.
Yeah.
But just a normal guy's foot.
Yeah. Think of that woman that's hanging out somewhere in the middle of nowhere that hasn't bathed in like forever. Yeah, that would be her, I think. Her foot. That'd be kind of nasty, wouldn't it? Oh, I wanted to bring up something on the show. It just hit me. I know we're getting close to the end here. Normally, you wouldn't see me here on Monday nights, on this Monday night of the year, because I do something that I do. A lot of people are probably like, I can't believe he goes there. But I go Burning Man every year. Mm-hmm. I've done 2 this year already. And we didn't go to this one for personal reasons, but we didn't go to Burning Man this year. And I'm seeing a lot of articles about the Me Too movement at Burning Man. And, in fact, Mike and I were talking about this at the gym this morning. And it was about, they're trying to stop, there's something called an orgy dome out there, an orgy tent, which very few people there participate in. I've never been in it. I've been by it. I know where it is there. But there's an orgy dome. It's just a tented area that you can go into. It's air conditioned, everything else. And that's what it is. They do orgies in there. They have towels in there for everybody. I read about it. They do have towels in there for everybody. They have condoms in there. They hand all this stuff out for free.
Okay.
So all of that's there. There's disinfectants all over the place. So it's a clean area. It's supposed to be a clean area. As clean as Burning Man can be. Only a certain number of
people go in there.
Most people don't go in there. Anybody can go in there, but very few people do.
Okay.
And then, of course, at Burning Man, you can walk around totally nude if you want, or not, or wear what you want.
Is that common?
What's that? Nudity?
Yeah.
Nudity's not really that common as people might think. You do see some people going around naked. It's 1 in every 100, maybe.
Okay.
1%.
Okay.
So it's pretty narrow-minded. Now, there are people, scantily clothed, but it's, of course, 100 degrees outside a lot of the time, too. And it's just people being themselves. Well, they're there for the reason of they want to try to get rid of the orgy dome, want to try to get rid of the nudity. They're saying this is causing problems. There's no consent. Bullshit! There's a group there, the Bureau of Education something and Discourse. Bureau of Education Discourse, I think is what it is. And what they do is they've been there for several years. And they push consent. They've been doing it for years there. This is nothing new that this group wants to do. I ran stats today, and I compared it to Las Vegas where we live. There was, and I ran 2016. The only article I can find was a local newspaper. It was just under, in fact, I have the numbers because I was figuring it all out. As of August 27th, there were 757 sexual assaults in Las Vegas reported as of August 27th in 2016.
Okay.
That is a lot. So I figured that out as a per day thing for the whole year, figured out what the averages would be, figured out what it would be for a week here in Las Vegas. The average per week was 22.16.
22.16 sexually assaulted.
Sexual assaults here in Las Vegas to the police department. 22.16.
Break that down by the day.
I broke it down by the day. Okay, well, because Burning Man's a week, so I figured it all out by the week.
Okay.
Because of how many reports. 2016, there were two sexual assaults reported, or not reported, but they actually had to do something about it, that were true sexual assaults. The police investigated and did something about it. There was 2. There was 22.16 that the police actually did in Las Vegas. Now, what I did is because the population difference, I took the percentage of Burning Man at 80,000 people and figured out the population difference. That comes out to, if you compared population per capita, it would come out to, should be a number of 2.7. In 2016, there were 2 at Burning Man compared to 2.7 here in Vegas. In 2017 at Burning Man, 0. And yet, people are saying we got to get rid of this stuff there and screaming about it, saying that it's causing problems. No, there's more of a problem here than there is at Burning Man. So that's bullshit is what it is, because it gets news. They're doing it for news.
Well, yeah, of course.
If you're doing the movement
Media,
for just media, screw you if you're going to hurt other people.
Yeah.
I believe in what you're doing. Don't get me wrong. There should be consent. There should be all this. But when you're doing it to affect other people like this, bullshit.
But the orgy tent or whatever, aren't those people that go in there generally involved in the
pretty much you're in that lifestyle, and that's what you're going to do.
Right.
That's
exactly.
Okay, I'm going into a tent that says orgy on it.
Right.
I don't just walk in there and go,
wow, this is interesting.
What's going on in here?
Right.
Okay, and if you live in a city of 80,000 people, or there's any city across the country with 80,000 people in it, if you don't realize that that's not going on in your city already, it's just not in the open, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Any city with 80,000 people has that crap going on in it.
Oh, yeah.
It's going on in every city that way.
No. And it's just consensual.
It's just consensual. That in an orgy tent, it's going to be. That's why you're going in there.
Right.
So, yeah, it's just the media stuff that it's brought out, because I enjoy going there. I enjoy what it represents. I've had great conversations with people in there about church, about stuff like that. I've had some fantastic conversations in there, and yet they want to
rid of it.
Try to get rid of it because of these reasons.
It's just harnessing. Hey,
it's the other side. I don't agree with what you're doing, so you have to stop. Bullshit.
Hey, I got something that'll get you riled.
What's that?
Ready for this? They want to stop. What was it? Like stick checks to the head in hockey.
Stick checks to the head.
Yeah, like that to the head in hockey.
Well, I'm waiting for him to get a full bubble uniform.
Yeah.
You know, football too.
Yeah. Well, football is going. NFL football, it'll be flag football before we know it.
Yeah, it's crappy. It's come on, it's a sport. You enter into this stuff.
You get paid millions of dollars a year,
knowing that you're going to get your ass whooped.
Right.
Look at boxing. Look at UFC fighting. You know, Ultimate. I love Ultimate Fighting. Look at this type of stuff.
They're looking at the brain scans and things like that of these, hockey players, football players, boxers. But here's the thing: you signed up for it. You wanted to do it. Yeah. But it's weird because then
the risk.
They'll sue the company, and it's like, well, why?
I remember when hockey players didn't even wear helmets.
Yeah.
Most of them didn't even have helmets for a long time.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of crappy, personally, with hockey when they used to let them fight. I liked it when they get into a fight. Nice, good fight going on. Refs let it go for a second.
What did they used to say?
Penalized out of it. Yeah, I went to a hockey game to watch a fight, but a hockey game broke out or something. Yeah.
Or a fight broke out. I went to a fight to watch a hockey game.
Yeah, I went to a fight to watch. I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
So.
But anyways, I think we're over time.
Because that used to be hockey. That's what it's about. You know, people. I don't know. The world's just changing. People got to get over themselves, get out of other people's business and stuff. Just because somebody disagrees with you, which I think was a lot of the theme tonight. Yeah. You got to cross over that line and get to know other people on the other side. You really do. Yeah. You know, they're not bad people all the time on the other side. Yeah. So sit down at the table, like he said. Dr. King said. Yeah. How do you get to know somebody, or how do you? I forget the exact quote, but how do you make any difference if you never sit down at the table? Mm. If you've never sat down at a table with somebody, you never get to know them. Yeah. And I truly think that's what this world needs, is to really get to know people a whole lot more, especially in today's culture.
And show them love.
Show them love. Well, that's getting to know them, Yeah. Put up, agree.
I mean, hey, here's the thing.
If it comes down to it, agree to disagree.
Here's the thing. Who did Christ hang out with?
Yeah. The dredges, the drug addicts, the alcoholics.
Prostitutes.
Sinners,
Yeah. So he's... Yeah. So...
And that's... But no, everybody wants to hang around with the church people, because we're talking about church people here too. I only want to hang out with church people.
And the church people are
I
the
would
most
never hang out with.
judgmental.
I would never hang out with somebody that goes to Burning Man. Why would I ever want to do that? Because they go to orgies. Very small people do there. Very small amount of people. Bullshit. You got to get. You got to go there and you actually see what it's like. Yeah. So. People have no idea what it really happens there. They just try to judge it based on what the media says. And, of course, as we know, most media is all one-sided. They don't give full stories. They pick out negative stuff. Yep. You know, the guy that ran into the fire last year, a guy ran into the fire. People do stupid shit all the time. The guy wanted to kill himself. He's an idiot. Yeah. It happens. It's just, we have suicides every day, and nobody ever talks about that. I feel sorry for the guy. I feel sorry for his family that he didn't reach out for help. Somebody didn't reach out and help him. Which is really what it's hard to, you have to recognize that stuff in people. Yeah. You really do. So, get a little serious here, a little weepy-eyed, but, we should be getting weepy-eyed for people like that, because they really do need help. Anyway, let's close out the show here. We've got, we did Rolling Rock, we did Peroni, we talked a lot of politics tonight, actually. We kind of stay away from politics most of the time because of the dividing factor.
It was a good talk,
but I think
it was that it was a good talk.
And Mike thinks we're high here. Somebody says... He says, really?
Read the context of these comments or whatever.
I don't know. I think he's high.
Yeah.
So probably. We have stoned listeners, apparently. Yeah. So listeners that are stoned.
I'm just tired. So anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, guys.
I am Matt.
I'm Matt. I'm Jeff. Everyone out there, make it a great week. Enjoy your week. Be kind to somebody. Get to know somebody on the other side of the table. Sit down with them. Buy them a beer. You know what? Have a beer with them. Have a nice chat. Yeah. If it turns into 2 or 3 beers, cool. You'll probably get along even better.
All right.
So, but drink a beer with somebody that you disagree with. That's your goal this week. Drink a beer with somebody that you disagree with on something, and when you walk away, just agree to disagree. Yeah. How's that?
If you can't agree.
If you can't agree or can't come to some happy medium, but at least you got to know somebody and you got to know the other side. So try it for this week. Everybody out there listening that listens to the show, just try it. Give it a try, see what happens. Everyone out there, make it a great day. Make it a great week. We'll get this on Patreon. We'll get it on YouTube, Facebook. You're going to see it there. Go to donate to our space station. We need a space station.
Yeah, we do.
We need to make
for the holy water.
We need to make holy water. Because remember, if you want to be blessed, you got to drink holy water.
That you can't get drunk. Or that you get drunk, but you don't get sick.
We'll do this. If you want to go to heaven, you got to donate to the space station so you can drink holy water.
Exactly.
That's the way it works. Yeah. And if you believe that, I got some swampland out in.
What are you talking about? we are beer drinkers. We are beer drinkers of the Bible Fetish.
All right, guys. Have a great week.
All right.